Hi everyone, my name is Marley Cohen, and I am both a political science and public relations major. However, if you're anything like me and saw the words government relations and immediately thought it was the way in which the government relates to its public, you'd be wrong. Government relations is actually defined as the process of influencing policy at all government levels. Cutlip and Center discuss 7 key purposes that all public affairs officers have, which are 1. Informing constituents, 2. Ensuring active cooperation in government programs, 3. Fostering citizen support for established policies and programs, 4. Serving as the public's advocate for government administrators, 5. Managing information internally, 6. Facilitating media relations, and 7. Building community and nation. These purposes, or best government relations practices, outline the way a corporation can facilitate a successful relationship between the government, the media, and its key public. Corporations interact with the government every day, whether it is ensuring they are following all legal laws and regulations, working with NGOs and interest groups to pass policy, responding to the media about public policy, or participating in political contributions. Corporations are an integral part of the American government. Government relations within corporations can take many forms. 3 critical issues I want to touch on, which relate to how many people view government relations today, is political contributions, lobbying, and the interaction with the media in response to political discourse. The Supreme Court case, Citizens United versus the FEC, declared parts of the BCRA law, which limited and restricted political donations, to be considered unconstitutional, and that money actually equals speech. This means the way corporations choose to spend their money politically is equivalent to its right to free speech. This has become a prominent political debate over how much political spend impacts elections and policy outcomes. Additionally, Cutlip and Center also described lobbying in 2003 as often the most obvious public relations activity in the United States Capitol and in the capitals of individual federal states. Lobbying by corporations is a relatively new phenomenon as of the 1970s. However, today, the biggest, most influential companies have over 100 lobbyists representing them in government. Lobbying is an important part of government relations because it is one way in which corporations can have their voices heard on Capitol Hill. However, it is important to note that government relations does not have to be how corporations directly work with the government. It can be how they work with organizations and the media to facilitate political discourse that can impact policy change in return. 3 companies that I have recognized as doing progressive, unique government relations work are McDonald's, Nestle, and Colgate. McDonald's utilized a few of the best government relations practices when it received feedback from consumers about concerns over the amount of product waste coming from its containers. Upon being informed about this, McDonald's decided to consult an expert, the Environmental Defense Fund, to create a task force designated to minimizing waste pollution and changing company policy. This move is one of the first of its kind, a Fortune 500 company partnering with an NGO to make promising changes within its organization that relate to an environmental public policy. Its government relations practitioners informed its constituents and responded to the public's advocacy. Additionally, Nestle has been noted to be a prominent figure in recent years in the food label for GMO products debate. They oppose farmers of these products who do not wish to disclose this information. Nestle, a huge food corporation being at the forefront of this debate, has helped push policy in favor of consumer protection. In this case, Nestle utilized the best practice of serving as the public's advocate. In times when the public cannot successfully advocate for itself, it needs the power of corporations to advocate for it. Colgate is one of my favorite examples because it is unique in that it used its platform and reach capability during its 30-second time slot at the Super Bowl to send a social awareness message. As a leading brand in dental care, Colgate recognized it had an interesting opportunity to capitalize in advocating for water conservation. This is an example of a company whose government relations efforts recognize the social issue and use the media as the basis to start political discourse and perpetuate change. In this case, Colgate utilized the best practice of media relations. The media is a key contributor in agenda setting and framing messages, and Colgate optimized in this opportunity to set the agenda towards social change. These are just 3 examples of companies who have utilized government relations to inform, communicate, and advocate for itself and for the public. In today's day and age, it is important for companies to have multifaceted communications departments, capable of staying up to date on the plethora of policy debates and being able to advocate for ones that are important to them, their business, and their consumers. That's all for today. Thank you for listening.